Oh, boy, I've already got a fat man. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'll be right there. I got to leave the comp.
Our first guest is an actor and director here today to talk about the curious life of Farkas Bulkmeyer, a.k.a. Bulk. Please welcome Paul Schreier.
Ladies and gentlemen, they call me Space Bieber. Good to see you all. Happy to be here, Patty. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, boss. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. It's only 1 p.m. on the Pacific coast, but it's hot.
I'm on the other side of the coast in Florida, and yeah, it's hot here, and it seems like everybody north and the middle of us are enjoying lovely autumn weather.
We've got some awesome Power Rangers on this show. Am I correct?
Oh, yes, we do. But before we get to the Power Rangers, we have somebody else with an interesting role that you're no doubt familiar with. He is an actor and director here today to talk about the interesting life of Eugene Skulovich, a.k.a. Skull. Please welcome Jason Narvy. Oh, wow.
Man, that guy is so full of stuffing.
What the heck? You understand? You have the toupee. What am I supposed to do?
This is my hair. I don't wear wig.
I'm wearing a back hair wig. Anyone want to see that?
No.
Yeah, in the chat room, they're saying yes. But that's okay. I won't hold you to it.
Chat room with the CH or the SH chat room like Shatner. William Shatner's like, I'd like to have a look at that.
Did you know that a question mark upside down is the international symbol for I don't have any questions?
Really?
No.
Oh. Gentlemen, real quick, before we bring the rest of the group out, I just wanted to talk to you real fast. The two of you have had a very interesting partnership and Power Ranger history. And I won't ask if you all, there's always the question of, did you always make sense? But when did you sort of realize that this was a gig that maybe kept going on beyond your expectations?
Oh, I think it was probably sometime in the middle of the first season when I had my significant other roll over in bed, and she put her hand across me, and I went, "Oh God, Schreier fell on me! Oh God, I'm trapped in this contract! Oh God, I'm married to Paul Schreier."
So what you're saying is you had bulk TSD, like you were just kind of waiting for a fat man to fall on top of you.
PBSD.
What? Come on. Look, PTSD is a serious condition. We shouldn't make fun of it, but we can make fun of a fat guy falling on top of a skinny guy. And I would like to point out that if you just would have waited longer before you fell, you know, like vamped, like a whoa, then finally the ass would have finally hit the ground, and you would not have been crushed.
When you say the mass, you're talking about my ex. I mean, because that was the mass that fell on me that I thought was you.
Oh, I really respect her. She was a lovely woman.
She was, but not anymore.
You know who is a lovely woman, though? Our next guest. She is an actress here today to talk about the role of Cat Hillard, otherwise known as Catherine Hillard Oliver, better known as several forms of the Pink Rangers. Please welcome Catherine Sutherland.
Oh, so pretty.
Oh, look at her. She's so
pretty.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Can I touch your hair?
Oh, don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying. I'm dying back here. Like, you guys are killing me. Why did I have to get introduced right after them?
First of all, Kat, welcome to the GalaxyCon Live Stage. How are you in your part of the world?
I'm good. It's like I'm on the West Coast also, and it's extremely hot today. Like and also the fires, the smoke, it's just a little crazy. So I'm happy to be in air conditioning. Grateful.
There's fires going on over there?
Yeah, everywhere.
Really?
Ugh, it's awful. And the air is just so thick, you know?
Oh my God. It's like grilled avocados out in that part of the world.
Yes. Yes. So.
Well, very nice.
See you. Polly, I'm loving this look, but I feel like you need a spray tan to go on along with it. Kind of represent, it kind of looks similar to our president a little bit.
Oh my. Hey, our next guest is an actor and musician here today to discuss the role of Adam Park and the character's time as a Black and Green Ranger. Please welcome Johnny on Bosch.
Johnny.
Hey!
He's not a frog.
Awesome.
How you doing today, sir?
Right as we went live. Perfect timing.
How you doing today, Boston? Your part of the world.
I'm doing all right. Yeah. It's well, I'm in LA, so doing okay.
All right, thank you for being here.
Pretending like everything's fine.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Our next guest is an actor and writer. Today, he joins us to talk about his role as the face and original voice of Zordon of Eltar. Please welcome back David J. Fielding.
Hey, everybody.
Hey!
Glad to be here. Not as big and blue as I used to be, but, you know.
But it's so appropriate. Always has a floating head right now. So it's like, boy, he has it's not one bit. He's less blue.
How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. I'm doing okay. Sitting here in Texas in like 75-degree weather. It's nice and sunny, so it's awesome. Apologies to everyone in LA.
It's a little bit nicer for us in Florida, too. So for that, I envy you. Our next guest, she is a prolific actress here today to discuss providing the voice of several Power Rangers characters, including Prince Sprocket, Orbis, Mandalok, and, of course, the villainess that started it all, Rita Repulsa. Please welcome Barbara Goodson. Oh!
Where's my credit? I'm not showing up until you put my credit on. Where is it? Anyway, that's it.
Oh my God.
And Barbara, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. No, you stay right there. You stay right there. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
I'm hot. I'm in, actually, I'm not as hot because I'm in Santa Monica.
Okay.
So it's
All
a
right.
little better.
All right. Well, yeah, hot or not, we're all absolutely glad to have you here. And thank you for that amazing introduction. Way better than anything I could have done. So, and finally, he is an actor, martial artist, and EMT paramedic here today to discuss the role of Jason Lee Scott, also known as the Red and Gold Raiders. Please welcome back to the GalaxyCon virtual stage, Austin St. John.
I am Russian cosmonaut. I am here. Who are these people?
And not this dweeb again.
Okay. It's Mr. Dweeb. I need respect with my disrespect, okay? Disrespect me nicely.
Something wrong with you. Give me duct tape.
I wish I had that card with a number 6 on it. It was,
So, Johnson, Austin, how have you been, sir?
Good, man. I'm in Dallas. Weather's great. I'm feeling it for those in California, except not literally feeling it, but you know.
No, also, well, glad to have you back. Glad to have you all here. Some of us join us for the first time, some of us repeating, but once again, welcome and thank you for joining us here at the GalaxyCon virtual stage. As always, we look forward to when the world gets a little bit back to normal and we can bring you back at our physical stages and put you in front of your fans. But in the meantime, we have this online format. Oh, thank you, Narvy. I appreciate that. We have this online format.
Keep it safe, even virtually.
Absolutely, absolutely. So our team right now has been pulling questions from our audience, so I think they are good to go. So I'll ask our producers to roll our first one for us. And it's going to come from FD, who would like to know, what are the funniest moments you ever remember from when you were on set with the Mighty Morphin? And...
Every week we get a paycheck and we look at it, we laugh, and we say, no, seriously, guys, seriously, man.
That was a good one.
Man.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Paul, give us a real answer.
All right. So, pleasure is so close to pain so often. And often playing Bulk along with Mr. Narvy, the doctor, Jason, we would in the script be dressed as a bunny or an Italian chef or a construction worker or a mole beetle. And of course, the costume department was very challenged to get those costumes together quickly enough because we shot so quickly on the TV series. So often there would be no fitting. And so sometimes when you would put a costume on and go out to set and you're like, wow, you guys did a great job on this bunny costume. I never put this on once. And then the first moment you're like, too big. And then a pin that was still in the costume would stab you. And you would be like, oh. So this happened so many times over the course of the many centuries that we did the Power Rangers that it became kind of an inside joke that was honestly super hilarious because it's a pin. You know how boys are with paper cuts. You know what I mean? It's like, so we found it funny.
That's how Austin got written off the show. And one of our pins went pink, and it was, oh God! That was the end of Austin. Like,
I was done. I was done. I felt bad. I was like, I'm out of here.
Another Red Ranger in here.
Yeah, it's true.
I do have to say, when you and I, Paulie, got our heads shaved, I mean, okay, so you know how they turned us away when we had to look at each other. We could not get the take. Like, we prided ourselves in being able to get that take every single time. We couldn't stop laughing. We were so ugly. Like, we thought we saw ugliness. And then we saw each other with a head shave. That was the it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. When I busted the mirror.
Yeah.
We had to look at the mirror. We had to go, ah! And then look at each other. We go, ah! And we busted the mirrors because we were laughing so hard. Going, smack. Shards of glass.
Broken glass and broken glass and needles. That's what you get from Bulk and Skull.
Right.
Kat, any memorable memories from the set?
I can't think of anything specific, but we always found something to laugh about. You had to. You were with each other for so long on long days. But no, I can't think of anything specific. We had a lot of practical jokes and things that we played on each other. Narvy and Polly took all of my furniture out of my dressing room. So when I came back off set, there was nothing in my room. And then they decided to move other people's furniture into my dressing room. It kind of went on for several hours. They were entertaining themselves.
It was the 90s. Bullying and hazing were not completely outlawed at that time.
No.
It was just called fun back then.
It was just fun. Dignified, entertainment, intellectual.
Yes, until I put the gel in your shoes, and then it wasn't fun for you. Not so funny then.
You got your revenge, my friend.
I did. It didn't go over as well as I hoped.
I was such a poor sport.
Barbara, most of the time in any adventures or misadventures while recording.
Oh yeah. Well, we would just make each other laugh with saying dirty things to each other. Not to be repeated ever, but as the characters, but a little bit blue.
So, is there somewhere a blue tape that still exists?
Yeah, I think Scott Page has it somewhere.
Yeah,
There is. I've heard it.
Yeah, there is an reel.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
There's a video version of that too that's got both, and you guys dubbed onto the video version, so you guys as your characters did.
Yes.
There's a video of that, but I don't know if that one exists anymore.
So
the video.
The story is that was played at our rap parties, and only there. And it came like the nuclear football, a very trusted PA with a handcuff to the briefcase, because Jonathan was like, no one is holding this tape for any amount of time.
The secret suitcase.
Exactly. It's a very small but very impressive suitcase.
It came from my Destro figure.
I have that actually.
David, how about you?
Well, I was really only on set one time. So, I mean, my funny story is I was on set one time. No. Much like Paul and Jason, I too had my head shaved, but I don't remember breaking any mirrors with it. Much like the pandemic, though, when we shot my scene, most of the crew and the director were sick. So they were separated from me by about 15 feet. So I was very distanced from everybody. But so this environment is very familiar.
They were all sick? With what?
they just had like the crud because they had been like filming for 3 weeks on the pilot, so everybody was just worn down and tired, and they just had the phlegmy and stuff, and I was like, okay, well,
there used to be a sickness just called the cold, and you just you'd have it for a week, and then you got better.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
It hadn't quite morphed into Captain
bragging about that.
Love the songs Glenn Miller played.
Way back when we had the plague. Ran gray.
Johnny, how about you?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something that doesn't embarrass somebody. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody's not here, they're fair game.
Trying to think earlier days of like when we'd you guys, when we'd show up at the stage, like right as you enter, there's like all the costumes of the monsters that were defeated or killed by the Rangers. Just there's a museum of dead monsters. I found that funny every day coming into that. I don't know. I was just thinking, the command center. When I first saw that, and I was like, because I didn't watch the show, but I had seen a couple things before going in. I'm like, okay, it's just Christmas lights on a black curtain. Like, these buttons actually don't work, and you push it and they break. So I remember those things, but I don't know if that was really funny. It was just like, this is really a Mickey Mouse job here. Duct tape and chintzy things that fall apart easily.
No, it wouldn't be owned by Disney till much later, but eventually.
Right.
Excuse me a second, I gotta fix my microphone.
There you go. That's how you do it.
How you shut Narvy up.
Get right in.
Austin, how about you, boss?
I guess Paul and Narvy would definitely remember this one. When the Northridge quakes hit, they actually called us into work that day. We went into work on set, but it wasn't even a proper film studio. It was a warehouse. And I can remember I stopped by my girlfriend's house because the front half of her apartment complex had fallen into the street. And my pager's blowing up. They're like, Jonathan, come to work, blah, blah, blah. So we get to work and we get in there. And I remember looking up and there was tremors throughout the day. And every time we'd look up and the tremors would hit, everybody would kind of hold their breath for a second. And the lights would sway in the rafters. There was like, am I going to die? And after a while, we had to laugh about it because there's so much go on. And that was kind of how it felt.
It was a very funny moment.
Kind of.
They did not care for your safety.
Tragically funny.
I remember it took 4 hours to drive up there. Remember, Paul, we drove all the way up there. When we got there, they're like, I don't think we're going to use you today. We're like,
yeah. I got there too, and they were like, I was like, there was 4 freeways falling down. And they were like, well, I think we're probably okay.
I'm going to kick you.
It almost messed up my hair, but
Where's there some spandex stories?
Spandex stories. Barb wants to hear spandex stories. Look, we don't have any Japanese colleagues here with us.
FD, thank you. That was a great question to start us off with. What do we have next? And from Aaron, if Power Rangers were in Kingdom Hearts, which is a video game, if you don't know, what's your fave Disney movie show in the series? Okay, what would you like? What Disney movie would you like your characters to invade?
Oh,
I have no idea.
I'll tell you right now, Bulk and Skull should be in Wreck-It Ralph 3.
Yeah.
Is that Disney?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rita should be in Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that makes me want to cry. So
that means Johnny should be in The Princess and the Frog.
He could be the frog. Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. I love the idea of a Black Ranger with a Disney princess, and they're like a duo. Like,
That would work. That would work.
I'd like to see the Rangers in Hercules and going up against Hades and all that kind of stuff. That would be fun.
Very much.
Yeah, that's intriguing. You're a writer. You're doing that.
What would be the
jar? That would be Zordon in a jar next to the rock. They put him in the jar.
Zeus on.
Right? There you go. See, this thing writes itself.
What's the Power Ranger version of the 12 Labors?
Survive work.
Well, let's see. What you got to defeat the pumpkin wrapper. You've got to do.
Yeah,
you know about survival. You've got a gun safe right behind your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah.
Well, he is in Texas.
Yeah, you
where I
have
keep all my
to clean up the pudgy pig stables, right? You have to clean that stuff up, just like her.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, Johnny, how about you?
Oh, I liked what Paul said.
Tangled.
So, mate, Catherine, you got a favorite Disney movie?
I have a lot of favorite Disney movies, but what about Inside Out? We have to fight our emotions because that's what we're trying to do now.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I do like that. I like that.
Because all the emotions are different colors,
a
right?
Volkswagen Beetle in season 1 that looked like Herbie the Love Bug.
Yeah, the rat bug.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That'll be the one.
There you go.
Didn't it fly too?
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
On
German. The Germans rated everything they do.
Yeah, not a big deal. You know.
Yeah.
That was like Herbie and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, right?
Yes.
It only made like 5 or 6 episodes, and then it just disappeared.
Hmm.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. Austin, how about a Disney choice from you?
Oh man, I'm mixing up Pixar and Disney. Is
Well, Pixar is Disney.
Dun, 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 dun.
Everything's Disney now.
Yeah, Star Wars is Disney.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Marvel stuff.
It's all good. If one pops in your head, we can come back. How's that?
fair enough.
All right, Aaron, thank you. That took us down some fun roads. And here's one from Laura.
Good job.
Okay. Out of all the monsters you faced in Power Rangers, which was your favorite? Or maybe you faced, or maybe you experienced, or maybe you commanded, and expand that out for everybody.
Which as your
Oh,
favorite?
can so.
I'm the man.
They were scary. Both
Whatever
were
you
very
do, I said-
scary.
Catherine on a Monday. I mean,
Yeah,
Or
I heard
coffee.
at 5 a.m.
I think Johnny got the cool bit of that one because he got to see that graveyard when he walked in. And
Huh?
I just thought that's pretty good. We were talking about seeing all the costumes from the ones that have been defeated.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
That's a pretty cool image. What's up, popcorn style? Anybody got one that come to mind that we want to throw?
Yeah.
I hate High Guy.
Rat boy.
Shuki. Shuki was my favorite.
But I wrote the theme for X-Men.
You did?
Hey, did he do X-Men? Because that was pretty good. Although it sounded just like another thing.
oh my god!
Well, that's what happens. Artists, when they're sculpting, often make the noses look like themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It happens. It
I
happens.
have a big future then in art.
All right, Laura, thank you. Hey, what do
Laura,
we have
sorry, you
next?
got totally shortchanged on that one, my sister.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. This one from Amit, who comes to a lot of our days. Welcome back. If you guys could be another superhero, who would you be and why? Okay.
Any superhero.
Any superhero.
I think I would go with Batman because he's mortal. He's got a lot of cool gear, but he's not always just gonna win.
True.
You get tired of winning, Austin. Is it hard to always win?
It's so hard. Can we not do this here? Okay, again, please. Thank you.
My kid's got a book called Rock, Paper, Scissors. And there's a story of this rock. He's got like this simian kind of furrowed brow, and he goes around and he gets into fights with things, but he can't find anyone that would defeat him. He'd be like, and yet I find no delight in overcoming you. That's you. That's you right there. You defeat another one, and you go, and yet it's not satiated me on the inside. If only somebody could beat me sometime.
I love you. You're so good.
All right, Jason, who's your superhero?
Well, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah,
Any superhero.
any superhero.
Superhero. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. That's all I am. Just I'm a regular guy.
You're my superhero.
I call you a monster. You call me a superhero.
Jason, you're being so fastidious today. You can be the Alfred to Austin's Batman.
Oh, boy, I've already got a fat man. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'll be right there. I got to leave the comp.
No, his wife just said, I want some more milk right now.
No.
Catherine, what superheroine would you choose?
I always say the same ones, but I love Wonder Woman and I love Black Widow for obvious reasons. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Johnny, how about you?
Swamp Thing.
who the hell is Swamp Thing?
You didn't watch Swamp Thing?
No.
You've got
Wow.
Like 1980. I mean,
Yeah. Shanna the She-Devil then.
Oh,
that makes perfect sense.
sounds intriguing.
A bold choice. David, how about you?
Anybody who knows me knows that I would be Captain America.
Yes.
Steve Rogers is my man, so yeah. If I could step into that, I would step into that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Barbara, what superheroine would you choose?
Who is the lady that stretches?
Excuse me. This is 2020. Don't
Helen.
lock her into a super heroine.
Helen,
Is it Mrs.
Elastigirl.
Incredible?
Mrs.
Elastigirl.
Yeah,
Elastigirl.
the Incredibles. The
The elongated man.
The mother.
the elongated man. That's the guy. That's
Did
the
you
woman.
just say my mother?
Voice of-
Yeah.
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl.
Yeah.
The mother.
Yeah.
From the Incredibles. Yep.
Yeah, I would like to.
Oh, I
be
thought.
Elastic.
Austin said something. Never mind.
Yeah.
Did you
Don't touch that one. Don't you touch
I
that.
thought you went blue and misunderstood you completely. I will withdraw my comments.
Good idea.
All right. Paul, bring us home with something wholesome and clean.
I think I would like to play kind of a lackluster ne'er-do-well who is lives in an average town and is kind of a butthead, but then slowly claws his way to the middle and becomes a second-class hero.
I think you already played that.
Oh, okay. Then I want to be Kingpin from the Marvel universe.
All right.
So
He quit.
you want to be this
Ah.
guy.
Well, you know what? I'm really impressed, but he doesn't have his cane, so.
This is
Oh.
Oh man,
I've got the
like we have girls.
Amit, thank you. Great question. And what do we
Good
have
question,
next? It is from Andre. If Power Rangers were a comedy, if Power Rangers were a comedy, what would it be called and why?
The Bulk and Skull Show. For
Yes.
obvious reasons.
It would be called the tragedy of Bulk and Skull. That would be a comedy.
The Vulcan Skull Show needs more robots and kung fu,
Clearly.
like a lot more.
The level.
And hair gel.
And wigs.
Oh, you look great, Tussle. No, you don't need the hair gel. Just
This is my hair.
do one of
I
those.
feel like you should be in a shampoo commercial. It's amazing.
Oh, you gotta rinse and repeat. What a fallacy. That and wedding rings.
Whatever you've been doing, send me notes.
I'm going to wash my hair.
Why?
Minoxidil, I'm telling you.
All right. Popcorn style. Who's got a comedy sitcom name for Power Rangers? I'll take one or two if anybody's got one.
Squat and Babu versus Vulcan Skull. It's too long.
Ooh. It sounds a little NC-17. I mean, is it Squad Babu or the Squad Babu?
I'll tell you what, if it pops in anybody's head, we'll come back to it. Andre, thank you. And for Richard, if you had the chance to go anywhere in the world, where would it be? And would you bring anyone with you?
Anywhere that's out of my house would be good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no question of that. Who else has a destination?
I'd like to go to Alpha Centauri on a very slow trip with Jason Narvy. Because
you'd have no choice. You'd have to. I mean, you'd have to.
If we eventually reached flight speed, we would be able to make a circuit through Alpha Centauri and return when the world is 500 years older, but we remain forever young.
But when you come back, things won't be the same.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little
may
creepy.
be a good thing. That's not
We should
necessarily a bad thing.
money to the ASPCA this year right now.
So we've seen that movie. See how it goes. Who else has a destination?
Well, I said Italy because we were on our way to Italy. My husband and I were going to go in April, and that never happened.
Oh,
I want
what?
to go back.
What? A place specific in Italy, or just gonna take the whole tour?
Oh man, Tuscany, the longest in Tuscany, and Venice and Florence. Basically,
Nice.
the more Cinque Terre.
Well, yeah, you'll get there. You'll absolutely get there. So, David, what's your destination?
One of these days, I have to get to Iceland. I have to see the Northern Lights for myself and spend some time in a very interesting place. So,
Iceland,
and anybody's welcome to come with me.
See him. Come on over, man. Crash on my couch. You can look at. I mean, come on.
No. He doesn't mean Chicago. Iceland is green.
Oh, green. Oh, no.
Greenland is icy. Iceland is green. Chicago is too cold for anyone.
Right.
Johnny, what's your destination?
Anywhere in the world. I don't know. Hawaii, I guess. I mean, I'm not.
Hawaii
picky.
works. It's all good. And Austin, how about you?
I'd want to go to Atlantis.
I thought you were
Oh,
in
wow.
Atlanta.
Bahamas?
Atlantis.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not talking about the Disney Atlantis. He's talking about the real Atlantis, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about this.
Underwater.
I want to take a
Underwater?
whole trip on a submarine, and was that my outside voice? Okay, yeah. Oops.
Oh.
I'd like to be your chef on that voyage.
I need a chef on that voyage.
I don't eat much.
Okay.
A lot of seafood.
And that's who I would bring. I would bring both mine.
Well, but it's not called seafood, though. I mean, it's just called outside the bubble food. Right? That's right, it's called food.
Just
Ask, ask James Cameron. He seems to be expert in that nowadays. So. Richard, thank you. Hey, and a reminder to our audience, if you'd like to chat with our guests like I am now or purchase a personalized autograph, please head over to GalaxyCon.com and let's roll another question. From Christy, if you could write your own version of the future for your character after the events of the series, what would it be?
Ooh. Well, they're so good at continuity with Power Rangers. I mean, I feel like they fleshed it all out for us.
I think Zordon has retired to Eltar and never has to talk to or spend time around any other teenagers for the rest of his life.
Instead of a floating head, he's a floating butt. He's like, you can cook my butt.
I'd like to ask you a question.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah, you know when he's pissed off, there's a few more neck.
Who has another? If they could take ownership of their characters, where would they go?
I'd still like to know how the hell Skull got rich. Here's my theory. Okay, so I mean we've made up so many backstories, but you know how Skull comes back rich? I think that he worked at a toll booth and he was so slow with counting the change. People just said, oh, fuck it, and they drove off, and so he's got all this extra money. Yeah, I almost said that, but I didn't say bucket. I didn't say the bucket. They don't put it in the bucket. Okay.
That's much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're so welcome.
Is
there a delay on this thing?
Somewhere off camera. Cancel this contract.
So Skull nickel and dime his way to the future. Is that?
That's it. Just people leaving money behind because he's too bad at math. That's how he became filthy rich. Or he's an insurance salesman. People are like, I think this thing is pretty. He's got PTSD. From all the monsters and stuff. So when they ask him, they're like, so do you think this place is this a stable building? He's like, it's going to crash. So I'm like, oh, okay, great. And so like everyone's like, thinks he's a genius because no one else in Angel Grove seems to know. But they're
He's a genius.
Again.
Catherine. What would you have done with your character?
I have to read the question again because I don't even remember what we were talking about.
If you had written a finale for your character, what life would you have given your character in the end? Ultimately,
I think that she probably would have been doing something for something Peace Corps. Maybe she was with Austin and Jamie Jo and Trini and Walter and all of them.
Fair.
Saving the world. No, I think she was very into the community and helping people. So something in that field. Yeah,
absolutely makes sense. So, Barbara, how about if you could have had a hand in Rita Repulsa's ultimate fate?
I think she would be running an anger management class. But she would be failing miserably. She couldn't keep it together. So she would be saying, shut up! But, trying to teach, but failing.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Johnny, how about you?
Actually, I am working on something, but I'm not going to talk about it. So I'll just make up some bull crap. He's homeless.
He's homeless.
He's just homeless. And he has COVID.
Oh God!
Oh no!
It's very, very real. It's a very real, dark story. Just him and Alpha, just hanging out on the streets, coughing, sneezing.
And Austin, how about you?
That's sad. It's a sad existence.
Yeah, I think I kind of like where Johnny went with that. I think Jason would just be a raging alcoholic, mad at the world. When he couldn't get alcohol, he'd just be mainlining heroin and snorting children, like the thing. Oh, no, nice. Give me some heroin. I think that'd be a great day. Yeah.
That peace conference didn't work
and
out.
he would only wear dirty red underwear.
Paul, bring us home on this question. If you could have written the future for your character, what would you have chosen?
I think that a fitting end to Bulk and Skull is the one thing that they've never done in canon, which is crush the Power Rangers.
Oh.
Bulk and Skull turn into straight villains for the big show, and then you never see us again. And it's not like the 99-cent store CIA where they keep calling you back and like pulling you back. You know what I'm saying? It's like Bill Shatner finding a giant floating godhead. I don't know what that means, but
Christy, thank you. That road took us out some interesting places.
I blame you for all those answers. You're the one that made Jason into a drug addict. You're the one that made Adam homeless. I don't care about nobody. It's not your fault.
Hey, wait a minute. Are we talking about the Vanderbeek feature or also known as the Festival of Cease and Desists or Cease and Desist Storm Part 2?
Part 2.
Okay, this one comes from.
This time it's personal. I'm sorry.
No worries. Richard wants to know. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Aw, hi, pretty girl.
Alan, how are you?
We really like your dad a lot. He's a superhero.
You can say something?
Look at her.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm 34.
Sweetie.
Next one or the next lifetime. Okay. Go.
Jason, you look like Ringo Starr.
Go find mama.
Oh.
This goes.
Yeah.
Crunch down. You're shorter in the movie. You're shorter. There you go. Okay. Now, live longer than everyone. Live longer than everyone.
Let's go, man. I'm trying.
They're junkies. They always live so long.
Oh, there you go.
Rich wants to know who among your respective casts was the funniest person to have around.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Oh,
the funniest person to have around. Larry Litton. First assistant director Larry Litton. He was
No.
a barrel of laughs. Let me tell you. There's always a funny clip. If you asked him if he could go to the bathroom, he would be like, "You should have went already."
Isaac
I don't know. What
Quarantine.
do you think? What do you think, Barb? Is it Tony Oliver?
Oh, yeah. Tony.
Hilarious.
Laughing at
I'll take it. Rich, thank you. I think we have time for one more question. I'll ask our team to pull a really good one. This one from Paulo. According to you, what are the life values that the series left with the fans? Okay. All right.
I think that really is kind of something that was up to everybody that watched on their own take. You know, people found brother figures, sister figures, father figures. They found inspiration in all sorts of characters. I think they found humor. They found an escape. They found inspiration. I mean, just so much. So I think it's kind of to each its own in 40 countries and 90 languages, 400 million fans, depending on what numbers you read where. I think that's really an answer that changes no matter who you ask.
Yeah.
Dependability, reliability, loyalty, commitment, open-mindedness, consistency. I'm reading the list. Honesty, efficiency. There's
See,
more. I want me to read more.
People with large egos and narcissistic tendencies generally lose in the end, and they are amusing to watch for a while, but they don't last.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, I thought all the big egos won.
That explains a lot about my life.
We're all in this together. That's the one. We're all in
Yeah. Kat, how about you? Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it really encouraged people to work together as a team. There was something for someone everybody connected to. I think that was something really special about the show. That everyone, whenever we meet fans, they always say, you know, I really connected with this character, that character, and I think that was really, really special part of the show. It had something for everybody.
Fair. Well said. Well said. All right, lads, bring us home.
Heroes come and go. Idiots are forever.
Yeah, I mean,
That's deep.
Vulcan Skull epitomize accepting your friends despite their faults, and really being forever loyal to them despite anything, and recognizing that your friends are kind of messed up in the head. Really messed up, like they should get help, like professional help with like guys with a van, you know what I mean?